Hey guys, welcome to another build review. This time it's going to be a bit of a different build review since we are going to be looking at multiple builds that were part of the latest Kibo contest. We aren't going to be necessarily looking at the winners, but just a variety of submissions to see different styles and whatnot.
Yes. Shall we just go to the first one
I
first?
think we shall.
As Newt said, we're going to be just looking around the Kibo server, just looking at some random builds, so we're not going in any particular order. And we're just gonna, I don't know, make quick comments about each one. We're not going to do full reviews. But this was the first one that I looked at. What do you
It's
think of
very
this one, Newt?
nice.
You think it's nice?
I think it's nice.
I think it's well done.
Yeah, it's very creative with all the flowers and stuff.
I did like just the color palette alone. I love the soft green
Mhm.
colors, and I love that we can actually use those for this contest, like the copper blocks and stuff. It just adds so many more greens. Instead of just the bold, very saturated green, I like those really soft pastel-like greens that are mixed
Yeah.
in.
Yes, yeah, I like them too. Well, going off of my first thought when I saw this, I instantly started thinking like a druid. It's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's exactly what the builder was going for, but that's the kind of vibe that I got.
Yeah. And this is also very random, but when I saw this, I loved the green flower because it's just so different. I just love the
Yeah,
flowers in general. I love how detailed they are, and I love all of the different blocks used for all these little things, the candles everywhere.
I've noticed this about a lot of builders here lately. It's almost like an innovation in a way. Just using like just the use of um entities and things like candles and just using like things you wouldn't ordinarily use for
Not full
details.
blocks.
Yeah,
Or the
yeah,
decorative blocks.
yeah, decorative blocks. Especially candles. I see that a lot
Yeah, the candles are
now.
everywhere.
Yeah, the candles and like grass. I like to see that because as Minecraft progresses and things, adding different entities and things, it's good to innovate and incorporate those things into your build if you can. Although, um, for anyone that isn't really a creative builder, you can't really do this unless you have your random tick speed at 0 because then it just doesn't work.
Yeah, this is
For a
really
lot of
really a
them.
technique for creative builders specifically.
Mhm. So, like, if you go and try to do this and it doesn't work, don't be sad because, I mean, you have to set your tick speed to 0,
Mm-hmm.
which I would not
And do
recommend
it in
doing
a
in a
creative server
survival. Yeah,
too.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing it in survival because then you're gonna have other things that break. But yeah,
Shall we move on to another one?
yeah, let's go for it.
This is just a little one, but I do think it's well made even though it doesn't fill the entire plot. I do like these little
Yeah,
flowers down here, and again, they using the grass and different details and candles and amethyst in the flowers. I think it looks
yeah,
really nice. It's just really, really small for this plot size and doesn't really fill it
yeah.
up.
It's kind of underwhelming in a way
Yeah,
from the
it's well
previous
made.
plot.
It's just very small. I
Yeah,
do like the little
look at the
birds.
cute burbs. Yeah.
The birds. Yeah, the birds are really cute. Oh, and isn't there, yeah, and there's the reverse card on the back. It's kind of cool. It looks
Yeah.
really good, even though it's a really thick card. It's got a lot of blocks sticking out of it. But I mean, what can you do in Minecraft?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool detail.
Yeah, it's got some nice details, even though it is really small. The glass and different blocks.
Oh, look at this one.
Yeah, I really liked this one. Showing the change. Oh, we did forget to mention the theme. The theme for all of these builds is change. So this is showing a change in a, I guess, time, a change in how a warrior would be in the past versus how he is now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Yeah.
It's kind of simple. Like the some of the stuff is really simple. Like the smoke is really I'm assuming that's like a dust cloud. I thought it was kind of funny how solid it looked, but overall the build looks really nice, so it's not too much of a critique.
Yeah.
It blends well, and I really like that you can look at it from either side and it looks like a completely separate build, but then you look at it from the front and you can see how it all comes together.
Yeah. And again, like I said on the first plot, I love the incorporation of just entities for detailing.
Mhm. I need to get
It's,
better at
it's
that myself.
I mean, me too, because back when I was really building a lot, we didn't really have this.
Although you don't build
Um,
much now either, do you?
no, not nearly as much as I used to. Maybe maybe that's something that I should start doing again. Who knows? Um, I do like how simple he's made the structures here, like the gun the spear going into the gun.
Mhm.
I think he's transitioned it really well.
Yeah, he makes
Um,
all the transitions break apart so you can see each different
yeah,
piece is like falling up to pieces, like the scarf here or whatever this is, it's falling apart. And the helmet as well, it's falling into pieces as it transitions into the other side. Also, this
yeah.
is an interesting observation I just made, but one eye has a lantern in the highlight, and then the other has an end rod. I wonder why they chose to do that. Kind of interesting. It's like different types of reflections.
I do like how he's transitioned from one side to the other. It's a very clear signal here where it transitions, but it's not so abrupt to where it looks terrible, like
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah,
good.
it's blended well.
Mhm.
A very clear showcase of the change. Okay, this one isn't as clear to me what the change is, other than you do see a transition of death versus life, I guess. It is really well built, but once again, it is quite small compared to the plot size. It is quite small, but it does have a lot of really nice details in it. Love the butterflies. Love the candles. Everyone's using candles in this chemo contest. I've
I
noticed.
know. Well, I mean, it's a good
Yeah.
technique to use.
I can tell he's tried to mask everything on this side to make it look like it's full of life. And then the other side, everything looks like death and the end of the world.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I guess the change is changing from death to life, which a lot of people did take that approach with a lot of these plots. So yeah, I really like this build. I love the swan and the ooh, I like the blue. Just kind of mixed in the feathers. It adds a nice touch of color to that, so it's not just gray.
Okay, so first off, I really like the organics here. I like the lady organic here that's
Mm-hmm.
I guess about to hold hands with time. The
No,
time.
yeah, she is the personification of space, and
Mhm.
this creature is the personification of well, if it is even as a person of time,
The entity of time.
the entity of time. I love this the organics in this, even though some of them are kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I think it really works together nicely. I love her
Mhm.
dress. It looks so nice and
Yeah.
pretty.
It is nice.
And I love all of these organics over here. And I can tell they're just like copy and flipped, but they are sculptures, so it's acceptable because it's like a work of art in of itself. So it makes sense that it would be symmetrical like that.
Yeah, and if you get really close to the sculptures, you can really see the sense of detail. Like, he's used calcite for feathers and or like to mark out like bodies on the
But yeah, there's
bird.
just different
But then
shading.
yeah, yeah. It's not just a blank slate of a sculpture. Like he's actually taken the time to detail them.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to point that out about the, adding detail to a sculpture because I think that gets, overlooked a lot when it comes to, like, showcases with builds. Because when you're looking at it from afar, it's really easy to just have all of the white blocks blend in with each other and not really see the detail. But there's so much time that goes into putting that into a build that I just, I just want it to be appreciated the way that it needs to be.
Yeah. It would look much more flat if it didn't have all those extra blocks
Hmm.
mixed in.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looks like in some ways it looks like more work was put in the backdrop than the actual uh organics in the front. But it does look really nice. Something else I just noticed about this plot that I just not really thought about it was it's mostly black and white, but you see where the color pops. The color pops on her dress. It pops on him with that red, and then you've got that gold in the very back. So that's interesting how most of it is a grayscale with just the few pops of color, and it draws your eye to the things that are important in the scene, which is really interesting. This plot was interesting, and quite honestly, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with it. The organics are really well made, but I don't really understand what's going on here unless these are visions this person is having. I don't fully understand. What are your thoughts on it?
Um, I don't quite understand it either. I'm sure someone in the comment section will point it out and make us feel dumb, but I I guess what you said, the organics are really well made.
Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of empty space that could be filled with something else. But the organics I really like. I do like the organics in this one.
Yeah.
Especially
Um,
this guy. He's my favorite.
yeah, I think the one thing that I would have done because there's not much here and he has built structure around them, I would have detailed the structure more and maybe added
Yeah.
some scenery, like scenic things to it.
And for all we know, he could have just run out of time and just is what he had time for. We don't really know, but we're
Yeah.
just kind of pointing out things as we see them. Cuz it does look like a lot of detail was put into the organics and it could just been, oh, there's no backdrop and this one was thrown up really quick. I really don't know. But yeah, obviously there's always room for improvement in any of these builds we look at. This was one of two of the butterfly metamorphosis type builds. The other one, I believe, is the one that won. But we're just going to look at this one because this one is also done really well, I think. I think they were both done really well. This one's got some unique elements to it. I love the colored glass coming out of here. It's very different. I'm not sure why it's there, but it does add like just extra color that makes it more interesting to look at.
I think it's there to indicate like life. Just
Yeah, maybe emerging from the gray cocoon.
mhm.
And you notice how the leaves are transitioning into life as well. They're transitioning into butterflies. So everything
Yeah.
around is changing as the theme goes. Newt, do you have any additional thoughts on this plot?
Not really. I think the tree is made pretty well. I think the branches here could be a bit better, but I think they serve their purpose.
Do you think it could have been fuller in the tree, or is it fine as it is because it's not the focal point?
I think it's fine like it is because like you said, the focal point is the actual organic here. What the woman or the
Mm-hmm.
metamorphosis here. That's
Mm-hmm.
being um aside from that, I mean, yeah, I think it's a pretty good
Yeah,
build.
it's pretty good. It's aesthetically pleasing. And I like
Mhm.
how you can see the clear transition of like all the dead, like the roots of the tree are really dead and gray, but then they kind of are brought more to life toward the top. I like that
Yeah,
transition of color. It's very unique. Ooh, what do you think of this build, Newt?
it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, what do you think on it?
I think is good. It's a completely different. I think this is the only build that took this approach to the change theme with the money aspect of change.
I think all of the organic details here are well made, like the card surrounding the organic,
Mm-hmm.
the girl. Um, I think the roulette table, or turner, whatever you would want to call that, I think that's made pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like the incorporation of dice. It's a very simple thing to add, but I think it really adds to the element of, I guess, gambling, casino kind of thing. I think it's an interesting approach to add the hands here, dropping the chips. Yeah, I think overall it's a nice build.
It has an interesting composition to it. It's very simple but well put together.
Yeah, I think he's done really well with the proportions on the girl. I think she was made really
Yeah, she
nice.
is really made really well. One of the better organics, honestly, from some of these plots.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very busy looking plot, but I think it's still I love the details in it, even if it is a bit busy.
Yeah. Um, I like the details surrounding the main focal point here, like the
Oh, like the little
swirls.
swirls
Yeah.
and the scary looking fish. You look at it
Yeah,
straight on.
it's neat.
It's
Um,
unique.
yeah, there you go.
And the
Um,
Doc Ock arms coming out of the
yeah,
Blaze
you can
back.
see this one here, it's grabbing the bird.
Oh, no, not the
That poor
bird.
bird. The
No,
poor
grab the
bird.
bird. He looks so scared.
I know, he's like, "Help me."
It is very detailed, but it's still not so detailed where you can't distinguish what things are. Oh, and I just
Mhm,
now noticed
yeah.
these little glass fish in the back. They're filled with cobwebs. The cobweb fish. Do you think the head in the organic is too big for the body, or is it just because of how she's sitting? It's hard to tell because of how it's composed.
Well, I think the head is fine. I think what you're seeing is the crown on top of her head is just making the whole head shape just look
Oh,
bigger.
maybe. I mean, the
'Cause
head, it could
there's a
also be
crown.
because her mouth is open and that makes the head look bigger too because her chin is farther
Mhm.
down.
Yeah.
But it is also that you can't see the full body, so not really sure how big her whole body is supposed to be. But yeah. I think the description on this one said it's a change from tradition to technology. I guess how technology is
Mm.
changing tradition, and that's the whole uh, point of this build. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
interesting. I think this is the last one we're going to look at for this video, and I really liked this one because of it's just different from the others. It's different in that it's a different take on the theme. I guess like some of the others that we've seen, but this one's showing the changes in emotion and seasons at the same time. So we've got, I think one of them is happiness, one of them is laughter, one of them is sadness, one of them is anger. And you can see that as you go around each build. And the organics aren't bad either, but I can definitely see room for improvement in this one. But at the current skill level this person's at, I think they did a really good job.
I'm gonna take a different approach to looking at this build. Um, everyone that knows me knows that I really like doing floor
Mm-hmm.
designs and things. So I'll really like the border around
Yeah.
the center here on the floor. I like the detailing here.
It's got a lot of pretty colors going through it too. Pretty color
Mhm.
patterns.
And just the shapes and the design is really nice.
It still counts as organics, right? Because it's like organic shapes.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of it's a, controversial kinda thing, but yeah, I consider it more organic. Um, talking about the organic women here, I think they were really well made for the skill level that the builder. You could tell, you can kind of look at them and see where they're at, and for where this builder is at, I think it's really nice.
I like they do have good details in the faces.
Yeah, yeah. And again, like I've been saying throughout this whole video, I really like the incorporation of the entities here for detailing up towards the top, around the it's like it looks like faces are blossoming.
Well, yeah, but where do you see the
Oh,
entities?
around it, swirling around it.
Oh, you see the glass
Yeah,
and the
yeah, the
amethyst.
amethyst.
Oh, okay. I was looking at that, but at first I was like, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm sorry, I should have been more clear about that.
Well, that's just a quick look at some of the Kibo sculptures on the server. There was a lot of other good plots that we didn't look at in this video, but if you did want to look at them, you can go to kibo.buildersrefuge.com. It is in version 1.19.3, and look around at all of the plots. There's a lot more that we didn't show in this video. But yeah, there were some great plots in the contest this year, and it's always fun to look at them, and I hope you guys enjoyed looking at them with us. And hope to see you next time in another actual build review, because this one was different. See ya!
Bye.